Okay.
Okay, so we are live. Father Miller here. Welcome back to the Nerd Father Friday afternoon stretch. First time in what, 5 months?
Ages. Ages.
So, new background. But happy to
Same
have you, Ian.
background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same background.
Same background.
So, we were just talking. So you saw Father Stu today.
I did indeed. As I said, I thought it was okay. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think it was as good as I thought it was going to be. As I said to you, Father, I've seen better
Mm-hmm.
religious films. But what was your thoughts on when he was on the ground and he looks up and he sees? I'm just assuming that's the Virgin Mary. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts on that?
I think it was. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I mean, sometimes people do have visions. The only thing is you got to be careful how you interpret it.
No, what I meant was, what was your thoughts on the actual image that they presented in the film?
Of Mary appearing to him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think it probably happened. I know that right now they're trying to push his cause for sainthood.
yes. Hmm.
So,
I don't know. I thought to myself, isn't this woman meant to be
well, it's supposed to
Jewish?
represent Mary, and I mean, the guy in the bar is supposed to represent Jesus.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't sold on that either. I was just. I don't know. I just thought they could. I mean, obviously, we don't want the bright light like the big Hollywood thing. We don't want that. Hello, Bosco.
yes,
um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, we don't want that. But I just think that I don't know. There was something odd about it. I found,
mm-hmm.
and I found it odd about the if that was meant to be Jesus. That
I
was
think it
weird.
was.
With the way he
Uh,
was talking and stuff, I thought,
But I didn't really pay attention to it, what he was saying at the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I did know that he got into a motorcycle accident. Um,
But what if that was Jesus? Why did he warn him not to drive? And and then he gets into the accident.
I
What was he
mean,
trying to not make him be a priest or something?
well, I
Didn't want him to be a
you,
priest.
you got to realize though, in real life, it didn't happen the way that it's portrayed. I mean,
Hmm.
he wasn't at the bar when he was hit by the motorcycle. I mean, he was coming back
Right.
from work.
Mm.
So I mean, in the movie, it makes it look like that he had been drinking and he's motorcycling, and maybe
Yeah.
Jesus is trying to tell him don't do this.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got free will there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, I mean, okay, so the movie is called Father Stew. So obviously, he gets ordained a priest.
Yeah.
I was just telling Ian, my only complaint on it is there's this like heartfelt ordination scene, and the way it happens, it doesn't happen in real life like that.
Mm. Yeah. But I mean, you got to understand that. First and foremost, it's a movie. Oh, hello, and we
It's
need.
trying to push the feelies.
Yeah, it's first and foremost, it's a movie and it has to be treated like one. I think
Mm-hmm.
that the whole production they did a really good job. Didn't like the photography at all. And I said reasons why I don't like. I don't like that kind of photography.
Right.
But overall, everybody played it well. It was all performed very well. I think the message got across. About trying to be a good person.
Well,
And you can come from anywhere.
Wahlberg has
Sorry.
had a conversion too.
Yeah, yeah, I know that, and the whole point of God doesn't choose, God chooses the people at their worst, at
Right.
their worst low, to show them, that they've got a choice in life. Do you know what I mean? And I guess
Yeah.
that's what he did with Father Stew. He seems like if the film was kind of close to what really happened, that's quite a story. It's quite a good story, to
It
tell you the
is.
truth. Yeah.
It is. But I mean, again, that type of stuff does happen.
Well, as I said, yeah. I said the only problems I had is with the appearance of the Virgin Mary and Jesus. I thought that was portrayed not the way I would portray it
Cat?
personally. Not the way I
It's
would
not.
portray it. Yeah.
Okay, well, that kind of goes to what I was going to say. I mean, I was going to go
Mm,
through the chat, but the link is in the chat if you want to join. We
mm.
got Derek here. Good to see you, Derek. And Yeah, Friday afternoon stretch. It's good to be back. But like I said, I don't know. Oh, we got just another red shirt. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hello there.
Good to see you.
Hello, sir.
Good to see you, Father.
I was going to say, Man of War is in the chat. I talked to him earlier this week. He's coming to Dallas too next month. Like I said, the only thing that I think that might derail it is if gas prices jack up another 30 cents a gallon.
Uh-oh.
It'll put a hurt on some people, but I've
will.
already paid for my hotel, so if I don't drive up there, I lose a lot more than 30 cents a gallon for gas.
That's true. That's true. I'm just hoping.
How long are you going to be out there, Justin? What's your just another red shirt? How long are you going to be out there for?
In Dallas, I live an hour and a half south of the center of Dallas, so I'll be there 3 nights. I'm going to come the day before the meetup's supposed to be, and I'll leave Saturday. I'll drive home Saturday because then the traffic shouldn't be bad.
Because originally I was thinking of coming out Thursday and staying till Sunday, but it sounds like a lot of people are leaving Saturday. And if I leave Saturday, then I can get back to the parish in time at a decent time on Sunday.
Right.
Because Dallas is 10 hours for me.
Wow. Well, I mean, there may be people who are going to leave Monday if this con is going on through Sunday, but my primary focus is to get there for the meetup and then maybe hit some places in Dallas. I'm probably not going to go to the convention at all.
Ian and I were talking about that this week, or somebody, and I think it was you, Ian.
Yeah, it was me.
No, it was Man of War. I was talking to Man of War about this. I don't know if I want to pay $100 to go into the con. Pay overpriced for comics when I could spend that $100 at a comic shop that I've never been to before and pick it for the first time.
That would probably be better. I mean,
that's what I did in Vegas.
I mean, if you're looking for something that only shows up at a con, you want an autograph from somebody or something like that, then maybe it would be worth it. But yeah, if your interest is, well, I might see a comic book I haven't been able to get a hold of before. I would be scouring the Yelp for whatever for comic book stores in Dallas and around Dallas. Yeah,
is there going to be any stars there at the con?
Oh yeah.
Who's going to be there?
Gina's going to be there.
She's going to be at that one? Okay.
Let me see if I can find...
No chance of getting to see her. The queue will be around 10 times around the block.
The queue will start in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Let's just say you got to pay $100 if you want to get a picture with her. And
I mean, a memory's good enough. Memory's good enough.
Yes.
I do like her, but I don't think taking a picture with her and paying $100 is worth it, to tell you the truth. I don't think any star's worth it. If they're stars and they value their fans, they should have pictures taken for free. Why does she doesn't need more money. She doesn't need more money. Why bother?
LeVar Burton. See, the one thing they're talking about is the there it is. It's coming up here. Yeah, you could do the Meet the Four Hobbits, and notice that the Four Hobbits are going to be $300 to get a picture with. You see
that pees me off. Sorry to use a language like that, but that pees me off. I mean, look, they're actors, okay, right? These people, those people that played the Hobbit, they were paid very well. Very, very well for that film. Why charge the fans that amount of money? I mean, you should be grateful that you have fans. Well, why are you charging £300 just to get a photo? It's ridiculous. Unless they're really poor.
Yeah. Sam and Frodo alone are $180.
Stupid. It's stupid. This has just become stupid now. I remember in my day when I was young and I went to cons, there was none of this rubbish. You get your photograph. Did I ever tell you the time when I met all the cast and George Lucas at Empire Strikes Back? Yeah. So just to recap, when I was unemployed, in those days there wasn't such thing as internet or anything like that. I saw an advert in a newspaper saying that they were going to show the models from Empire Strikes Back, and the film was coming out the week later at Selfridges, where Selfridges is like a big store like Macy's. Right. I didn't have any money. I had enough money to go on the train, but then I had to walk from Waterloo to Oxford Street, whatever. So I did that. I got there, got in the lift. And this guy with a beard came in the lift with me because it was on the 4th floor. And that was George Lucas. I didn't recognize him. Got to the floor, saw the models and saw them setting up a table. And I asked the guy, what's happening there? And he goes, some people from Star Wars are going to be signing autographs. And I thought, okay. And then the lift opened and this little woman came out and it was Princess Leia, was Carrie Fisher and the rest of them came and everything. And it was only like 10 of us there, and once they set up, I was just waiting patiently because I had this book. It was at Marvel Empire Strikes Back book, the comic version. And I went up there and they signed my book. I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't have to pay to talk to them. You know what I mean? And it was incredible. And then after I finished signing my book and saw everybody, as I turned, I looked back. There were hundreds of people behind me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So as I said, why ask people for money? It's crazy. Well, they don't need any more money.
Those days are gone because now people will pay the money for it. I mean, I paid 100 something for Shatner's autograph.
Why though? Why? Well, maybe he needs.
Because it's personalized. It's something that I can always have.
Right. I understand. Like I remember once there was a con in England and they had Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds was the header, so he was there, and the queue was around the block just to get an autograph with him. You'd pay money to get a photograph with him. But there are other stars there, like Michael Ironside, who I know, and he wasn't charging anything. I don't think, or was he? I think he was charging a bit, whatever. But those stars, I can understand, them charging. Like the girl from Flash Gordon who played the main, I understand her charging because she hasn't really done anything. The guy who played Alien, I understand. But someone like Burt Reynolds, then again, I think he was out of money at that time. But the real big stars, well, what's the point? Why do that? Anyway,
I can only speculate, but the bigger they are, the more the demands on their time.
Yeah.
And it's make it worth, I would see it as they're saying, you got to make it worth my while to be standing there for 4 hours with a line out the door. And I got to smile every time a picture's taken. I have to sign my name about 8, however many times. Yes, you reach a point, and this is also. I mean, I've looked at some of the memorabilia stuff and some of the statues and things, and I was like, I like Gina Carano, but I don't like Gina Carano for a $600 18-inch statue. I don't like her that much,
Yeah.
Well, and it's like I don't feel like paying $100 just to get in, so I can spend another $100 to get her autograph.
Right. Yeah. So it's a question of how much, what value is it to you? And, it's sort of like if there's more than 3 people waiting to pay whatever, $300 to get their picture taken with 4 actors who played hobbits 20 years ago, well, then the price isn't ridiculously high. I mean, it's ridiculously high to everybody else because they're not standing in line, but it's up to you. I don't begrudge them that. I mean, I'll point and laugh if I go in there and there's Christopher Eccleston standing at a table with about 8 pens in front of him and nobody in front of him. I'll just laugh.
I know, but I did really feel sorry. Like, for instance, Yapet Koto was at one of the last before he died. Was one of the last cons, and nobody was at his table.
Oh, that's
and I went up to him. And shook his hand, and I said, "You know what? You were, fantastic in this and great in that. And I think, I really do think that, thanks for your enjoyment." And he was very, very grateful. And he shook my hand, and I spoke to him for I think 10 minutes, whatever, about his career, and left. Do you know what I mean? But it's really sad to see people just standing there. People, especially people that you've known in big movies, and they're just sitting there, And as I said, he didn't charge anything for me to talk to him, even though there was no one there.
Right.
Of course, he's going to talk to me.
Exactly.
So I think it's sad that look, if you're a big star, right, you either turn up to these things or you turn up and be grateful that people want to see you. Okay, it comes with the territory. Some people can be a bit of an arse about things. Some people could force themselves, whatever. But then that comes with the territory. But you've got to be grateful, right, for the success that you got, because these people made it for you, you know? So you've got to be grateful for that.
Have you
I don't
read
understand charging money.
Have you read Shatner's book Get a Life?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I listened to his book about Spock.
Okay. Get a Life is interesting because, you know, he talks about some of these sorts of things in there, conventions, and how he felt about the role of Kirk. He resented Kirk for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He felt like he was getting typecast, and people made fun of the way he delivered his lines as Kirk, and he hated that. And he would go in. He'd have a security entourage surrounding him. He'd go backstage. He'd go out and talk to a room full of people, or talk with one or two other cast members to a room full of people, and then they'd whisk him away, and he'd go to his hotel, and he'd be off somewhere else. And that's all he wanted to do. And he couldn't understand, why do these people come to these things? And I think there's a lot of actors who do that. To them, there's nothing iconic about playing a role. The David Tennant just going, oh my God, I'm going to play the Doctor, is unusual to most of these people. This is a job, you know. That's it. They do the job, and then they leave.
Just another red shirt has seen this before, but
I've
Ian,
seen this.
Have you ever seen? Okay,
I've seen it. This is from Saturday Night Live, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen
play
it.
real quick.
Fun,
And I've spoken to many of you, and some of you have traveled, you know, hundreds of miles to be here. I'd just like to say, get a life, will you, people?
He mentioned this. He mentions this. This is the thing. He went. Well, he tried to go incognito to a number of cons and ask people basically, why do you come to these? Now, imagine a guy about 5'8" or 9 wearing a rubber alien head, and it sounds just like William Shatner.
I mean, there's nobody else that doesn't sound like him.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. So, you know, he went and did this, but the thing is, he changed his attitude completely towards the fans. At least this is his claim in the book. And he really started to connect with some fans for whom Star Trek was a game changer for them. Stop that. It was a game changer for them in their lives. And he was like, this may have just been a role for me, but for these people, this was important. And that was an eye-opener for him. So he was finally, he was in the editing stage of the book, but he didn't have a title. He said he was talking to fans. The conversation was going great. He'd been talking for almost an hour. He says, I'm just about done here, but I need your help. I need you guys. I need your help with a book I'm writing. I'm finished writing it, and it's in the final edit stages, but I don't have a title yet. And it's all about me, my relationship with Kirk, my relationship with you guys, the fans of Star Trek and the conventions. What else should I call it? And he said, almost in unison, the whole room yelled out, "Get a life!" That's what he called the book. That.
The thing is, though, in those days, it was very, very different. So when he played Kirk, originally, you know, cons were just starting up. You know, the whole concept of geekdom, you know, was very new at the time. In fact, when I was in secondary school, which you guys call high school, there wasn't anything like jocks or or geeks or nerds. It was just the clever people and the comic book guys. We were the comic book guys. We read comic books. That's it. You know, and people didn't hate each other, didn't beat on each other. There was just a natural separation between the groups and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, though, it changed our lives. It changed the way we thought as we were growing up. Star Trek basically I remember watching Star Trek for the first time. First of all, I was amazed there's a ship in space. Do you know what I mean? When you see that thing fly and you're like, you actually believe that was flying above a different planet. And there's creepy episodes. I mean, the episode with the pancakes flying their back, I can't remember what episode that was called. That freaked me out as a kid. I thought that was just the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Is I don't remember the first time I've ever saw Star Trek. I mean, it's always been a part of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember coming home from grade school and it was always on at 4 p.m.
Oh well, in England, it was on at 8 in the evening, BBC One. You know, it was like one of those prime shows that was screened.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, I used to watch it all the time, but years later, I didn't realize that it only, how many seasons did it have? Two? Was it 2? 3?
Three.
3. I didn't realize that it got cancelled because nobody was watching it. I'm like, what do you mean nobody was watching it? We were all watching
the third
it.
season,
You know?
there's some really bad episodes in the third season, like Spark's Brain.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. The 3 seasons were 1966 through 1968.
Yeah.
If
But
you weren't watching it then, you have that that subpar third season to thank for being able to watch it for years afterwards, because that's the only reason it got syndicated.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I must have seen it when it got syndicated. I probably didn't see it originally when it played because I wasn't alive, I guess. But yeah, I mean, as I said, it's really strange how people don't understand the fans, and it was always the people that were in the 60s and the 70s, because that was just starting up. But now everybody's kind of capitalizing on it, aren't they? Money, they want money.
Not understanding the fans. Did you see this, Ian?
Oh no, I didn't even want to see it, mate. Well, I mean, I saw that, and I think you were talking about it on Twitter, and I thought, I don't want to upset myself anymore about this.
Well, I won't play the sound then.
Yeah, but what is it? It's kind of like Doctor Who drag
queen.
Or something?
Yeah, it's somehow it's in caps, so you can see some of the. We won't play the sound.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's like it meets Shakespeare, a Cyberman. I guess that's supposed to be Elizabeth I.
Yeah. I just, you know what, right? It's being taken over.
I lost it when I saw that, because I mean, it's just like,
well, it seems like
pure unadulterated garbage.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Doctor Who's been taken over by the woke brigade, but we'll see. We'll see. We might be completely wrong. Who knows?
The rabbi kind of gave me a little optimism this morning during our stream.
What did he say?
Well, he thinks that it might be the best ever.
I hope so. As I keep saying, I hope so. But the thing is, though, all roads don't lead there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you know, you can guess how it's going to be by everything that's been happening so far. Do you know what? Right, Moffat is the only showrunner as far. Well, actually, that's a lie. I think Moffat is, I think, the third showrunner. No, they didn't have showrunners in the 60s. So yes, Moffat is the only straight showrunner for Doctor Who. So if you think about that,
that's true.
Yeah.
Wait, is Chips not?
Oh no, you're right. But I don't even consider his era at Doctor Who at all. That's why I say that.
It was that ERA or ERROR. No, that's the reign of error for Chibnall.
We'll have to have a little asterisk next to anything.
Yeah, exactly.
To it.
Yes, it really will depend on whether Russell T Davies and the writing team for this new season make the Doctor first, or Fabulous first.
Yeah.
Because if that's the first thing they want you to know about the Doctor in the first episode, that's not a good sign. Well, it really didn't matter. It didn't matter that RTD was gay when he resurrected it.
No, it didn't.
And Eccleston was playing the Doctor, and that was what sucked me into Doctor Who. Was Eccleston's completely different hard-edged take on the Doctor compared to all of the classic stuff.
See, I was heartbroken when he decided to leave after the first season, because I mean, he had some really good stories and effects like you've never seen before. I honestly thought at the time that he could have been up there with Baker, but then Tennant came on the scene and blew me away.
Yep, Tennant was great, and Eccleston. I mean, I've found out since. I mean, it was Eccleston. Yeah. That wasn't good. It's a credit to him as an actor that his that one season was as good as it was, and the performances were as good as they were. But yeah, I agree with you. I think 2 more seasons of Eccleston would have been even better, because they really were firing on all cylinders very quickly with him, considering that it had, it was a reboot with years and years of hiatus that they needed to get people back, and I think they did it in the very first episode.
Well, I personally didn't think I don't think Eccleston was ready to play the Doctor. Personally, I don't think he knew what he was doing. Me personally, I think what was needed here was to actually get some rehearsals in and figure out how the Doctor should be. Because as far as I was concerned, he was forcing the humor. If you look carefully, in my opinion, of course, just my opinion, he tried to be humorous and it wasn't working as far as I was concerned. And plus, there were some terrible episodes in that first run. Don't even talk to me about Mickey being plastic and Rose looks at him and doesn't know that he's not really Mickey. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And it's just like, to me, that's porn writing. I've always said this, and I always will say this: Doctor Who needs to grow up writing wise. It really does. And then when Russell T did some of it, there were some really pathetic episodes that he produced that I thought was terrible. Also, coming off the Paul McGann movie, which was shot on 16mm, as far as I can tell, looked fantastic, looked like a movie. And then going from that to Chris Eccleston shot and Digibeta and, taking a feel off to try and make it look like film, you can tell that's what they did. And it just looked awful. I was so disappointed. I was like, you went from that to this, you know what I mean? I was like, anyway, that's just me, of course. That's just me. That's what I think. But, I grew to like him. So
it was in the first few seasons of the reboot that they were still under the budget limitations. They had to have the two cheap episodes.
Well, that's the thing, you see. You can't really use that as an excuse because...
Oh, no, I know.
Because obviously...
I'm just saying, it's like the first... I think it would have been season 2 and 3. There was just some real stinkers in that.
Yeah. I did like the second episode, the one where the Earth... It was the last days of the Earth. That was a really good one, apart from the tree girl. Yeah.
Moisturize me.
Yeah, that one is God. But I like the ending because the Doctor had no sympathy for her whatsoever, and Rose was kind of shocked, wasn't she? That you can tell that they were trying to shove the Doctor into the dark area of the Doctor.
But you could say that too with Tennant and the giant spider.
Yeah, I liked Tennant, but I think he gurned too much and shouted too much for no apparent reason. I think that was his Doctor. But I loved Matt Smith. Matt Smith was just perfect as the Doctor. He had some crappy scripts as well, but hey.
What did you think? What did you think of Tennant in the Waters of Mars? Because I thought he absolutely nailed it in that.
He was okay.
Oh, okay. I thought that for him, stepping over the line and being yanked back was really interesting for his character, that they did that with him. That the Doctor's not, the Doctor is subject to hubris.
Powers.
And nemesis. And that was his nemesis. And she goes in and ends it like he didn't change.
Yeah.
That static point. It continued. It just found another way. And that was a wake-up call for him. And it was really late in his run. It was kind of like you're starting to lose it here. He'd been without a companion for a while, and that worked because the companions always grounded the Doctor. The Doctor without a companion is about like an engine without a governor.
But they created that though. They created this godlike thing about the Doctor, Moffat and RTD, and they create all these things that wasn't in the classic, which made things more complicated, right? They were responsible for the Doctor that we have now because they opened those doors, which should never have been open. The door the first door that was open in New Who, they call it New Who, but it's going to be Old Who again, was letting Chris Eccleston have his accent. That was completely and utterly wrong, in my opinion. Second thing they did, which came with Moffat, was to open the door to Time Lords changing their color and their sex.
Yep.
Which that should never have happened, because a lot of people say, "Oh, the Doctor can be black or can be woman because he's an alien." It's bollocks, right? The man and the show was you're disrespecting the show. Over 50 years of the show had white dudes, and they all seem like they came from Oxford or Cambridge, whatever, educated people, and that's who that was the Doctor's character throughout all of those characters, even Paul McGann. Yep. And then to change it to give him an accent because they want change.
Well, Capaldi
I think it was wrong.
Kind of mentioned that too. I think when he regenerated and had the brogue, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah. And this idea, I picked that face, because obviously he was talking about he was in that. I'm like, what? Pick what face? It's like, well, and it's just, so there's some really great stories, but unfortunately, Moffat and RTD literally changed the way the Doctor is now, and I think it's wrong personally. So
I agree.
Anyway. You do?
I agree that they opened doors that they may not have gone too far through. You can argue that they did.
They did.
But boy, did they open up for a hack like Chibnall to just not only go through the door but burn the building down.
Yes. Yeah. If it wasn't for them, Chibnall would have had nothing, no leg to stand on. But then again, he went back to the classic episode with Tom Baker, when he was having the mind fight with
yeah.
And then there was you could see that I think it was, is it Morpheus? Who was the guy that was fighting? I think it was his regenerations. It wasn't a Doctor, and Chibnall took that as a sign so that he had more lives beyond beyond William Hartnell, and that was his key to destroying canon. So
I gotta say, I was surprised.
Let me put it this way: he was bound to destroy the canon, and if dinosaurs on a spaceship is any indication, he didn't need a good reason. That's probably one of the more imaginative reasons for him to do that than he ever came up with.
Yeah. So, are you going to say, Father? Sorry.
No, I was just going to mention the Free Comic Book Day last week. The Doctor Who free comic was one of the first they said to sell out.
Look,
I have a hard time believing.
Joe Martin. I don't care what anyone says. Everybody's going, oh, she was a better Doctor than Jodie. No, she was only in screen for 5 minutes. How could you make that assessment? You can't make that assessment. What are you talking about? Secondly, sorry, I'm being a bit passionate about Doctor Who here. This is one of my favorite shows.
That's never happened before.
It's like the things some people say as well, which is really daft. I mean, Joe Martin was a better Doctor than Jodie. How can you judge? If you were to count the minutes and the seconds she was on screen, I think it'd be less than 10. Even less than 5.
Yeah, but I'd rather have those 5 minutes a good Doctor than the last 3 seasons.
She wasn't a good Doctor, in my opinion. She said a couple of lines and that's it.
So I can't say.
I saw the first season. She appeared in one of the last episodes of the first season. I was like, what is the point of this woman? They made no point. There was no reason for her to be there at all. So what was the point? The point was to piss off and to actually,
But I mean, the other thing too is before Chibs, I mean, Capaldi's last episode where they totally disrespected Hartnell.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking. That really was.
And I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't care in the New Who for like the God level they raised the Brigadier to.
Yeah, I all that stuff is just, Moffat stayed too long, in my opinion. He should have left when he could have. I honestly think that Matt Smith in the New Who, I think Matt Smith was the best Doctor. Everybody says it's Chris Eccleston, but I just thought Chris Eccleston was up and down. But Matt nailed it on the first episode, 11th hour. He literally nailed it.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I was like, this is the Doctor. There's no question. None whatsoever. When I saw David Tennant, I was like, okay, he's a pretty boy. Let's see what he can do.
You know, and I probably said it before, but my criticism of Smith towards the end of his run was always like the impossible girl, the girl who waited, the last Centaurian. I got tired of those titles.
Yeah. He stayed too long, though, in my opinion. Matt stayed too long. And the stories were really getting worse, wasn't it? Yeah, what is that? The one where was it? Let's kill Hitler. They just put him in a, shoved him in a what is it? In a closet.
And that's when River's song changed from a black woman to.
Oh, that was so annoying as well. I didn't like River Song at all. When she kissed Matt Smith, it looked like a mother kissing her son. It just didn't make any sense to me. It really didn't. It
I
just,
mean, she was a good character in
right.
The Silence in the Library. That was a
Yes,
good
she was.
production, but then they overused her.
Yeah, they did because of women, because they need the women to be in the front. It's a BBC production. Everything they do now, it's either women pushing women in front. That's what they're doing. So
that's certainly what destroyed Peter Capaldi's last season.
God, yeah, tell me about it.
And that was, and I have to believe that Moffat got marching orders from the BBC suits, because that didn't sound. I mean, that didn't feel like Moffat. It didn't feel like anything Moffat had done before. This is the guy who ran the show when, as you say, Matt Smith was the doctor, and all of a sudden there's all this other nonsense going on, and Peter Capaldi is taking a back seat.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I was like, I know Capaldi's better than this, so it's got to be writing.
The thick of it.
I got to do a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm really disappointed on their choice of the Doctor. My heart sunk again. I remember watching TV and that advert came on, and there was this person with a hoodie, and then when she revealed herself as Jodie, my heart sunk, and I thought, okay, well, let's give her a chance. Let's see. And this feels like a repeat of that. When I saw the picture on social media of the person that's playing the Doctor, my heart sunk. And I'm thinking the same thing. Let's give him a chance. And I hope that he gives us, they give us good Doctor Who with him in it. But the idea that, oh God, I don't even want to say it and get in trouble. But you know what I'm getting at. But the idea that he is that, it's just, it's kind of, it's like they're playing the woke card big time now.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, they've been I think the patience among people like us who wanted to succeed is so thin that we're only going to give it so much of a chance that if they really screw it up, I'm done for good.
Yeah, as I said, right, my life is bigger than Doctor Who. I'm a huge fan of Star Trek, Star Wars. I've given up on Star Wars. That's just absolute nonsense now. It's obvious their MO, everyone's MO now. I went to see Doctor Strange, and what a surprise, Doctor Strange didn't stop the main villain. It was a woman. What about Moon Knight? What a surprise. The main character the male character's thrown in the bin for a woman. What about Loki? The main character's thrown in the bin for a woman. What about, what I mean? I can go on if you want me to. It's the same MO right across the board. Apart from Sonic.
I'm going to try to see that on Tuesday.
And Spider-Man. Spider-Man was absolutely brilliant. Spider-Man No Way Home. It wasn't the greatest of scripts, but it was really enjoyable. They didn't do that in Spider-Man, which is really cool. Star Trek, don't even get me started on Picard and the rest of all that nonsense.
Did you see the new trailer for the Orville?
No, I haven't. A lot of people saying
let's
it looks
do that.
good.
We did that with the rabbi this morning. We'll do it now.
All right. Okay.
I am psyched for this.
Have they dropped because I only seen season 1. Did they drop the little security girl? She's not on the poster.
She left after the first season.
Oh, really? I really liked that character.
The new one is actually good too.
All right, okay.
Let's see. Okay.
A traveler comes upon the statue of an emperor, inscribed with the words, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works and despair." Only there's nothing left beside it, except empty desert.
It is good to be back. I really wish they'd let us play music up here.
Why?
Because we'd already be on our feet, ready for action.
We have considered your request for passage through our territory, and we will not stop you. But do not expect us to save you.
Kalon ship pursuing.
Exploration always carries risk. I say we risk it.
Everything forbidden is sweet. This is a good day.
It is a good day.
You do know where you're going, right?
Nope.
Oh boy.
Let's go make some history.
I didn't prepare anything.
Just speak from your heart.
We're about to enter unexplored space. I know you're all just as excited as I am, so
let's give this everything we got, and may the force be with you. Who's that?
Perfect.
We've served together, we've laughed together, and we all owe each other our lives.
You will surrender or you will die. Gordon! On it!
And it's a very special thing.
We should all get big bonuses. This is history in the making.
Ah, Ted Danson.
To a better future. I will be sure to bring my, what does Lieutenant Malloy call it? My A game.
There you go, buddy.
We have to find a way to preserve some kind of peace.
Humans have a tendency to reduce things to black and white, good and evil.
We can find a way to coexist.
You're a Kalon. Your people would like to see us all dead.
After all these years, you're still able to surprise me.
Show the galaxy that humans are different, that we value life even when our enemies don't.
Captain, you are being deceived.
It's almost like yesterday was one life, and today's another. And everything's different on this side of time.
Definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does.
You know what I mean? That's what you expect a Star Trek trailer to look like. You know?
And, I mentioned to the rabbi this morning that the first episode of Strange New Worlds is on YouTube for anybody to watch. And
is it?
I'll give it a try, but I already heard enough about it where I don't really care for it.
I might give it a try, but I'm really not into Kurtzman Star Trek at all. I think Kurtzman Star Trek is a pain.
You probably heard that. So Pine is giving a speech about humanity's struggles and everything, and
who is?
Yes, Captain Pine.
Captain Pine.
Or what's
Chris Pine?
Chris? No. Who's the first captain?
Pike. Oh, him.
Okay,
yeah.
So I got Pikepine. I got one letter wrong. But I mean, Pike is basically saying that it all started to go to where on January 6th, and they show footage of like the Capitol riot and everything, and how that led to this, and the Second Civil War, and then nuclear holocaust.
Well, whatever. I can't be asked watching shows like that. I'm not going to watch Kenobi. Kenobi looks like it's going to be a bait and switch again.
Yeah.
That's their MO.
Hi again to Nick Weiser. Good to see that you're listening. He's on the road and he just got monetized.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. Yep.
I'm still trying to get up past 100, or I'm sorry, I'm almost to 900 subs.
Well, Dan has been trying forever, ever since he set his channel. He had like 3 people to reach 900, and then he got I think people unsubbed yesterday. So he's constantly being stuck. He doesn't know whether he's been shadow banned by YouTube. He doesn't know. So yeah, he's been trying forever, and we get loads of people watching the episodes. It's really weird how the subs are still stuck in 800. But anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's weird.
So for those that aren't sub, please do subscribe to me.
Subscribe,
hit the red button,
definitely,
and do subscribe to Dan, the Facebook.
Yeah,
I got to get on his channel again sometime. I haven't streamed with him in ages.
You should. It's a good channel.
It is.
Yeah, mostly about Doctor Who.
No, I figured we'd go probably another 15-20 minutes because school's going to be let out soon here, and
right.
I think they're going to be going live about 3:30.
Are they?
So
that's the plan.
Since Gary's in Central Time now, don't have to wait till late in the evening for it to start.
You're talking about Friday Night Tights, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, that's why I do Friday afternoon stretch instead of Friday Night Tights. This is free.
We used to have more people on. Where are they?
Well, I mean, this is the first time I've done it in 5 months,
true.
and I only just gave a little heads up notice.
That is true as well.
I mean, I think Clobbering had another stream.
Yeah.
Nick Weiser probably could say because they were talking about it on his channel yesterday.
See, that's what happens when you go away, Father.
But no, so basically I'm going back to teaching this fall. I just don't know if I can make it to Vegas because the dates of Vegas are right before school starts, and I don't know if I have to be at orientation type stuff.
What are you teaching?
So that's why I'm going to be teaching scripture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I gotta learn a whole new curriculum.
You should be teaching pop culture.
No.
comic books.
No.
You should teach it.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'd love to go back to Vegas, but I think it's going to be cheaper and easier for me to go to Dallas. And honestly, hopefully if they have the meetup in Dallas, hopefully it won't be as crazy as Vegas might be this year.
No, Vegas is going to be even worse, isn't it?
I mean, that bar that they had it at last year, the room wasn't big enough for everybody.
Well,
it's going to be worse.
Well, Gary said they're going to have the whole bar, not just
the
but
that's still
room.
Not going to be big enough. I mean, to realize how much the channel's grown, how many people are now watching it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Jeremy's biting his fingernails to the elbow over that for Orlando because they had been, I think he said on a couple of weeks ago, he said they had a working number they were looking at, and then they put out a poll that said who's really interested in going, and it doubled it. I mean, it's several thousand people, and I'm like, I don't know if he'll ever get back to me, but I did do a look around in Orlando for venues just out of curiosity. There are venues that will do that, but I don't know if they want
the fun of it, though. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not on the chat. I'm not on the chat anymore as much. I'll say hi in the beginning, but it's hard to keep up with it.
Yeah,
it is.
So many people.
It's what happens when you get big.
Yep.
And again, I'm not. I'm happy for Gary. I mean, I've been following him probably for the last 4 years, and I mean, I liked the intimate setting last year where it was maybe 200 people.
Dallas is. Do you know how many people are gonna, or is there any estimation how many people are gonna turn up for the Dallas one?
Don't know. And as Man of War here says, Vegas was packed to the gills, and that was when the restrictions were in force. I mean, technically, we were supposed to wear masks, and we never did.
It's gonna be worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But
honestly,
again,
I don't really feel like going in triple-digit Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
and
Vegas in August. I mean, oof.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That triple
very
digits.
Hot
yes.
last year. Very hot last year.
Yes, I'm saying. That we should. There was no way I could have made the first one, but that would have been the time to have been there. But it's going to be worse in Vegas this year because it's just going to be too many people. Dallas one I might go to once I get the information because I think it will be less people at the Dallas one.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for.
Yeah.
So I just go up to Gary, shake his hand. Thanks, what you're doing, mate. And bugger off and have a drink. Sorry,
spend time with you. I mean, especially since you basically, if you come from overseas, he'll definitely do stuff.
Yeah. So once I get the information, I'll figure out if I can make it or not. But I'd love to meet Gary and and the rest of them.
Just to let Man of War know, that's what we're hoping to find out tonight.
Yeah.
Where the venue is going to be, because really, where the venue is going to be is going to determine where I'll probably stay if I'm able to make it for sure.
Because that last year, was it last year? When was the Vegas thing? Last year.
August
last year, they had Vegas. I had Birmingham with because I met Dan. I know Keith anyway. I met Dan. I met Swap Shop with Matt. So I met these people that I've been talking to on live stream, but never met in real life and stuff like that. So I met up with them, and it was truly amazing. I've been speaking to those people for almost a year and never met them. It's really strange when you meet them in face to face. one, how tall they are, two, it's like, you're like, is that what they look like from the back and the side? That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
right.
So,
Well,
so
I will
it was
not
a
be
lot of
wearing
fun.
black in Dallas because I think it's going to be very hot down there.
Oh God, yeah, you can't wear black, especially the weather over there, mate. It's gonna be torture.
It'll be hot and humid, and that's it's just I mean, like I said, I now live in Central Texas, and there's large areas of Texas that would be nearly uninhabitable without air conditioning.
Wow.
You don't walk anywhere in the summertime. You drive.
Well, it takes a whole day or two to drive across the state, doesn't it?
It takes 2 days. If you go east to west, yeah, you can drive until you fall asleep at the wheel, and you'll still be in Texas.
I'll have to hire someone to drive me around.
See, the thing that I was thinking of doing.
I don't want to drive around Dallas. I've driven through it to go on to work meetings, business meetings, and quite frankly, I plan to park the car in the hotel garage and get Ubers.
Well, and I was also looking looking at staying near the market center because if I can hop a train to go downtown.
Yeah,
so that's what I was thinking. But the other thing I was thinking of doing too is doing the presidential library tour between Austin, College Station, and Dallas. Because I'm trying to do that as like a bucket list to see all the presidential libraries.
Yeah, in movies they always want to go and see the big elastic band ball, don't they? Every movie I watch is like, let's go see the big elastic band ball.
I'll say I read about the big giant eyeball in downtown Dallas.
Oh, really? Excellent.
Let's see if I can bring that
I'm going to go and see that big eyeball.
Here we go.
I've never been to Dallas before, so
neither have I.
It's a very spread out city. We're staying in the middle. Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow. Was that Galactus eyeball? Did he pop it out accidentally when he was fighting someone?
I was just worried about finding a hotel at a reasonable rate. So I just took the attitude that if I stay in the middle of Dallas, I can't be more than half the city away from wherever the venue is. But yeah, it can take a while to get across Dallas. It's a spread out city, and so yes, staying as close to the venue as you can is a good idea. That'll simplify your life that way.
That's the thing, and I don't know. I was debating maybe buying the Friday pass to go to the convention, just to see if there's something there that I could buy. But then again, I like going to comic stores I've never been to before, and just being able to pick the stores for comics I want.
Is there comic stores in Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've already been looking for a few.
All right. Yeah, well, you got your work cut out there for you when you get down there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I got to be back at the parish Sunday, so I wouldn't be able to stay for the whole convention, even if I did go, because we have a youth retreat starting Sunday night. And again, it's a 10-hour drive, so I'd have to leave. If I stayed Saturday night, I'd have to drive back all on Sunday, 10 hours in the car. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. Well, if one day he'll have to come to England, it's much more chilled over here.
I got enough miles on my card to be able to do it.
Well, if you come round there, I'll show you around, mate.
Yeah, because like I said, France and England are on my list.
All right.
Because I want to hit the Imperial War Museum. I want to see the history.
Yeah, it's good, and the national the Science Museum is really good as well. And they're pretty awesome. I think they shot. Did they not shoot? What's that film? Ben Stiller with the skeleton dinosaurs and stuff like. What was that one called?
Oh,
they shot that in there. They shot some of that in there in the the British Museum. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, we've got some good stuff. We got some, we've got some really good stuff in London and stuff. So it's I think you'd enjoy it.
Some real fish and chips too.
Well, it's the actual national dish in London now is not fish and chips. It's curry. Would you believe? it's curry. So
Chicken tikka masala.
that's it.
Is that
Yeah, that's
because
it.
of the ethnicity, or
No, it's just become more popular than fish and chips. In the 60s, it was fish and chips with real
Yeah.
newspapers. They used to dump all the chips in real newspapers. And obviously that changed. But but in popularity, it's Indian food that the Brits love eating, for some reason. I do like Indian food. I like Chinese better, though.
Paulo's Minion?
Yeah,
Good to
I'm
see
with
you.
you
I've been
there.
meaning to say hi. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I met her last year in Vegas.
All right. So I'd like to meet Casino. I'd like to meet Gary,
Yeah.
obviously. Like to meet you, Father, and
Yeah,
anyone else, really.
we are going to. It's
I've
just a
seen.
question of when. See, that's the thing. I'm really going to try for Dallas because I don't think it's going to be as crazy as Vegas will.
Yeah, I think it will be crazy, Vegas, and mean, you guys live closer to Dallas, don't you? So
I'm 10 hours, about 800 miles.
well, that's closer than me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to jump on a plane. I don't even know if I have to swap either. Like swap to another plane, or or a layover or some nonsense like that.
Probably
So
fly to either Chicago or New York and then hop another plane.
all right. I did go to San Francisco. I stopped off at San Francisco because I was going to where was I going to? Another bit in America, but I never saw any of it because plane just stopped off and I had to jump on another one. So, but yeah, it should be fun, I reckon. But yeah, I have to find something else to do other than meet up with people.
Well,
Otherwise,
you
I'd
could
be
see
bored.
where Kennedy got killed.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Grassy Knoll.
Yeah, that's there's a whole museum downtown Dallas.
Oh right. Oh, it was when I was in New York. I went to the 9/11 thing. It was
I've
really
been wanting
sad.
to do that forever.
Really sad. People were, people were just so somber in there. It's absolutely crazy. Have you been? Anyone been?
The last
not.
time I've been to New York was 2008.
Yeah.
When I was in the seminary, and before that, I think I was in the city in 2004, and it was still a big hole in the ground.
Yeah, they got the in the actual place itself. They got the steps, one of the steps that survived. They got that. They got one of the buses, one of the ambulances that got crashed. And there's this room with just pictures of people that died in those buildings. Right, just pictures right across the walls. They said I started taking pictures. They said, "Oh, you can't take pictures in here." And I was like, "Okay," but I got a couple of pictures of it and stuff. So, but that's what I'm just saying. It's really sad because they have like little videos playing on the wall, the news bulletins and stuff like that. So I remember that
those
day
on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that day. It was very shocking.
Easily.
I remember coming at the train station. I heard people talking around me. A plane had accidentally crashed into a building, and I was like, "Wow!" So I got home and my dad was watching it, and we witnessed. When the guy jumped from the building, they had that live. We saw that on screen. That was scary. And then the second plane hit the building. That was it was just a crazy time. Very sad. I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought it was very sad personally.
I fell asleep watching the TV that night.
Really? It's one of those things in history that you wish never happened,
Yep.
Well, it's the only time it'd be like the Kennedy assassination over here, where the TV was nothing but news for nonstop for a few days.
Yeah.
Over here it was Princess Di, when Princess Di had died, and it was on for a whole bloody week. About her and stuff like that, and their funeral. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually listening to Tina Brown's book about Camilla and Megan and all that right now.
Oh, what do you reckon of those guys? What do you reckon of those two? What do you reckon of them, Harry and Meghan?
Camilla's not as bad as I mean, Megan's just a train wreck.
But Charles is going to be king. The Queen's not going to be there forever. The Queen.
I don't know. The Queen could outlive Charles.
I don't think so. I think because she's not turning up to these events that are happening. So she usually turns up to almost all of them, but now she's not hardly turning up to any, and only Charles is turning up to them. So I reckon she's kind of, I don't want to say it, but she's kind of on her way out. I reckon maybe
know.
3 years if we're lucky. Yeah, Charles is definitely going to be king.
Well, it's 3 years where Charles doesn't get to be king.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But once he's king, we'll have to change the God Save Thy Grace as King, I guess.
You have to change everything when that happens, don't you? I mean, all the money has to be changed.
Yeah, with his face on it. His face on it, I guess.
mean, the fact that she's been queen for 70 years?
Yeah, it's a very long time.
Does that mean the money before Charles became king would be good?
I don't know. I don't know.
It hasn't happened in our lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
They had a good comment.
William
okay.
for king.
Yeah, so just another red shirt. I saw your comments. So if you need to pop out, do you want to plug anything?
Just that after Friday Night Tights today, I'll be on the Emma for Cocktail Lounge show on Foulball Productions channel.
What are you talking about?
What's that? What are we going to talk about? I don't know yet. I haven't seen anything in Discord for the show yet, so it'll be a surprise.
Okay.
I'll have to wing it.
I'll probably be asleep by then anyway.
Yeah,
so
no doubt. Yes, I hope so. All right, Father, thank you for having me on
Yeah,
here.
no, thank you. It's good
to
be able to talk to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure and nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Yeah,
Yes.
take it easy.
Okay, and everybody in the chat, be seeing you.
Seeing it. Very good.
And then there were two.
Yes. But no, PJ mentioned William for King. It reminds me, I saw they had it on PBS over here, our version of public TV, but it was the play where Charles became king but then resigns or abdicates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what is Charles going to be? Charles III? Is that what his title will be?
No idea. All I know is that once the Queen goes, he's going to be king, and Camilla's not going to be queen, but she's going to be an honorary something. I don't know what it is. She's going to be,
Queen
but
consort?
something like that. I really don't know. I don't know enough about the royal family. I do know they bring a lot of money into the country though, because they're the royals, and people come to see the royals and stuff like that. And it's something that other countries don't have. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty unique. A lot of people here say that we shouldn't have the Queen. She's just fleecing money out of the poor people, blah blah blah. But I don't really care really if she's there or not. But we'll find out, right?
I can joke about this. I think from my DNA test, it shows that I do have some English blood in me. I don't know, but it has to go back so far back because the majority of my ancestry I can trace is Irish.
Right. Okay.
So as an Irishman, and now I would never say this, but we would kind of joke, we would toast death to the Queen. As an Irishman, because of everything Ireland went through under the British.
Yeah.
But no, right now, really, seriously, I do say God save the Queen because I love her. I don't look forward to Charles being the king. No.
You're right. It's going to be it's going to be weird when she does eventually go, and I hope it's not too soon. That it's not going to be off the news for a whole year, I reckon, because that woman is definitely England. It's kind of like the BBC. BBC's definitely England. The Queen is definitely England. Once she goes, it's like a bit of England's disappeared. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be you're never going to hear the news. The news is not going to stop talking about her once she goes. I remember my brother.
Go ahead.
Well, my brother worked for. He used to work for, I think, Breakfast TV, and they had this. They created this. This video just in case the Queen dies. So they had this video prepped, ready, just in case the Queen dies. And you remember they rang him, like, was it 4:00 in the morning or whatever? And he thought the Queen had died, but it wasn't. It was Princess Di that died. So you know what I mean. So it's like they the whole every channel's ready. They've got their BT ready.
You look at everything they had when Philip died.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find the cartoon.
It's all very interesting.
Oh, there we go. Let's see. Oh, darn it. I'm going to have to look for it another time.
What are you looking for?
There was a cartoon strip over here called Bloom County. They had in the 80s a bunch of cartoons about Charles and Di.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can find. Let's see. 19. I'm looking at my newspaper website. I'll just bring that up just because it's kind of a fun thing to show. And Bosco's back. So this is newspapers.com, which allows you to be able to search
Oh, okay.
the actual newspapers. Let's see. Nope.
Oh,
Let's
I think
see.
you showed me this before.
I probably have.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where it was. Queen Mum.
The Queen. Oh, Charles.
I do miss the Queen Mum.
Do you ever used to get?
I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Yeah. Did you ever used to get Spitting Image over there?
No.
So you know what Spitting Image is all about?
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I think I saw the first season recently on BritBox, but I never grew up. Well, I mean, the only thing I would remember is Genesis did Land of Confusion to that type of
Spitting Image puppets. Yeah,
video.
they did. But it's really funny because Spitting Image was responsible for a lot of comedians that we have today who
Ron
used
Atkinson.
to do voiceovers. Yeah, that do voiceovers for the puppets and stuff. But it was huge when it was released. You know, the first season wasn't so good. The second season,
I'm sorry. No, I think Spitting Image is on BritBox, but what I ended up watching for the first time was not the 9 o'clock news.
Oh, the 9 o'clock news, which is
and they had the first season on BritBox, and I loved it, and I wanted more.
All right, okay, okay. But the Spitting Image got so famous that the royal family got pretty upset about it. Because I remember there was a documentary on Princess Di, and she was being interviewed, and she said that she was at some place and she told one of the people that was there she has to get home because she wants to watch Spitting Image. And so somebody started laughing, and then she said, "You know what? The royal family doesn't like it. That's why I like it. That's why I want to go and see it." Because they always used to take the mickey out of the royal family in Spitting Image, and the royal family really didn't like it at all. Didn't like the way they were being portrayed. But it was huge in England, huge. Especially the politicians used to rip through the politicians and stuff. So, yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, it's good.
I haven't sat down and watched the BritBox in a while, so I need to do that. And like I said, with the thick of it, I'm gonna have to do that.
So you know, when you get that's like a DVD, right? That you've got there.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is that? Is that So is that
Region 1?
Region
it's
1?
American. It
Right.
works on American DVD players.
Right. Okay. So
because there's some British shows that I want to get, and I can't list them off the top of my head. I think Ashes to Ashes was one, but there's some that I can't get over here.
Really can't get Ashes to Ashes?
I can get Life on Mars. I have. Let's see.
You got Life on Mars?
Got
Faulty Towers.
But got the Avengers up there. It's in the other room, but I have Life on Mars, the first and second season on DVD. But it was the sequel I can't get.
I didn't like the sequel though.
I know.
I don't know. Just something is the 80s, and it's like, well.
But I'm trying to think. I think it's One Foot in the Grave. I can't get over here.
One Foot in the Grave is really good. I
loved it. I mean, I saw it on BritBox, but I can't get the DVD.
Do you watch Keeping Up Appearances?
I never got into it.
No, well, apparently that's huge in America. I was told. I don't know.
It's on PBS.
Yeah.
The one, and I already shared it with you. I got the entire "Are You Being Served" collection.
What, season 1, season 2?
No, the whole thing.
The whole thing, really?
Let me
Even the movies?
Yeah, I got the movie.
Oh God Almighty! It's crazy. It's crazy those days. They used to make movies on sitcoms. The whole of I Been Served. My lord, that's crazy. 69 episodes. Oh God. I don't I don't envy you, Father.
I bought it because I thought they were going to try to cancel it.
Oh, okay. What about Two Ronnies? You ever used to watch them?
I love what was the store one, up all night, or
Which one? Sorry,
oh,
which
where
one
he
was that?
plays the head of a grocery store type thing.
Oh, Open All Hours.
Open all hours. See, I
Yeah.
want to see the sequel, and the only way I can do that right now is if I say to the BBC I do have a license.
Right. You don't want to
That's the
say
only
that.
way I can watch it over here.
Yeah, the sequel's not very good. It's okay. It's not very
And
good.
I did re-binge Red Dwarf when I was on leave.
Red Dwarf is brilliant. The
Love Red
first
Dwarf.
season I didn't like at all. Thought it was okay the first season, but it got better as it went along. And
But
the
my
BBC
problem-
kept capping their budget, which was a bit annoying
My
because it could have
problem
been so much
was,
better.
oh no, that's the other one. The British Empire I can't get over here.
Yeah, that's funny. That's very funny.
But we can't
British
get that.
Empire.
I have to get a Region 2 DVD if I want it.
Well, I mean, all you need to do is buy a DVD player that plays all of them.
Yeah, but I pay for BritBox, so I mean, I might. Anyway,
Is it on BritBox? It's not on
It
BritBox,
is.
it?
That's
It
the only
is.
way
Well,
I've seen it.
well, watch it on BritBox. I
I
don't.
need to redo that.
We're talking about classic sitcoms and British TV there. British TV is not like the way I remember it at all. It really isn't. Some of the stuff they actually play, it was going to go this way anyway. Now it's on full force now that it's
As
going
Man of
this
War
way.
says, Dad's Army. That's on BritBox. I do need to sit down and watch that.
It's okay. That's
Father Ted. Love Father Ted.
A lot of priests down here don't love Father Ted at all.
I know.
They like Father Brown.
There is no way Dougal would have been ordained.
There's no way none of them would have got ordained.
Is in the seminary, you got to take something called the Masters of Divinity, the MDiv, which is a 3-year comprehensive exam over all your classes.
Yeah, he probably cheated.
I don't think he's smart enough to.
No, well, he got help. Obviously, he got help. But yeah, I do think it's funny, and I obviously it's gone down as one of those classic sitcoms, and it's just so funny. But yeah, as I said, most of the priests that I know over here didn't like it at all. They just thought
it's
it
funny.
went too
I don't know
far.
if I ever told you, but when I was in Rome visiting, I got to celebrate Mass with one of the English bishops, and I don't remember where he was from, but his people that he was with, the priest that he was with, I was talking about my love of British TV and all that.
Yeah.
Mentioned Father Ted, and they loved Father Ted.
Well, yeah, as I said, the priests over where I am didn't like it at all. They
liked the priests that you know are probably a lot older.
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, they liked Father Brown on BBC. They thought that was.
Are you talking the original one or the newer one?
Both of them. They liked Father Brown. They liked what's that American one with the guy that was from
Father
Happy Days?
Dowling.
They liked Father Dowling. It's all those kind of stuff that they like, And
did you know? I don't know if it's over there yet, but they did Sister Boniface Mysteries.
Don't know that one.
It's a new one where they have a nun around the same time as Father Brown solving mysteries, and I couldn't get through the first one.
Sounds awful. It really does. As I said, there's been some classic sitcoms, classic shows on the BBC when BBC used to be really good at what they do. So, I was watching EastEnders, accidentally flicked over to EastEnders, and some guy was going, "You know what? You spoiled my relationship with my husband," he said. And I was like, yeah, okay, right, fine, turn over. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's kind of full of that now. It's kind of, I mean, no disrespect to gay people out there that are married. That's fine, but I don't like it when it's constantly being brought up. It's been brought up. Constantly being brought up, and it is. It's full force with the BBC stuff. Everything to do with the BBC is full force now. So kind of devaluates it.
I got to start wrapping up because I'm going to head over to school.
Okay.
So, anything to plug?
No. None whatsoever.
Okay.
No, I mean everybody knows that I'd say Rebecca Gull channel. Go to Rebecca Gull channel. That's that's all I can say. But I haven't done anything in years.
Okay.
So I'm doing stuff though. It'll come.
Yeah. Well, we'll do this again. I'm going to try to start this up again on Fridays. So thanks everybody for joining. I'll be in touch with you about Dallas when I find out more. And I'll be talking to Man of War too, and probably Apollo Minion, mispronounce it. One of these days I'll learn how to pronounce her name. So with that,